USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
The first of two hearings today on Capitol Hill, where the former special counsel in the Russia investigation, Robert Mueller, is the one and only witness, has begun. Before the House Judiciary Committee, it will be followed by an afternoon hearing in front of the House Intelligence Committee. Some Democrats say they're hoping revelations from the hearings will help their efforts to impeach President Trump, but Mueller comes as a reluctant witness. He said that his 448-page printed report should speak for itself. Yesterday in the Oval Office.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your kind words.
Mark Esper speaks after being sworn in as the new Defense Secretary.
For your confidence in me and for this incredible opportunity.
No injuries after an EF1 tornado tears across part of Cape Cod, Massachusetts late yesterday, ripping the roof off a hotel in the town of Yarmouth. This is USA Radio News. After weeks of protests and calls for his resignation, the Puerto Rican Governor Ricardo Rossello is reportedly going to step down today. This is amid a scandal involving some messages leaked in which he and his associates make fun of victims of Hurricane Maria and also make homophobic comments. Meanwhile, the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Justin Velez Hagen says besides Rossello, the people of Puerto Rico remain in a financial and fiscal crisis like they've been in for more than a decade.
In my opinion, the president should appoint a federal coordinator for the recovery of Puerto Rico, a middle office of sorts that oversees those transparent mechanisms that are put into place to ensure that the funds get to that end user that deserves it and doesn't get caught up with in the hands of, frankly, less than scrupulous middleman political leaders.
He spoke on Fox and Friends. NASA says 3 asteroids will make close passes by the planet today. This is USA Radio News. President Trump now suing to try to block the House Ways and Means Committee from accessing his tax returns. USA Radio's Wendy King has more.
It was only 2 weeks after New York Governor Andrew Cuomo signed a law allowing the state to share their information with the U.S. Congress. The lawsuit also names New York Attorney General Letitia James and New York's tax chief Michael Schmidt. The president accused congressional Democrats of seeking his tax returns and personal financial information solely to embarrass him. It calls on the federal court in Washington, D.C. to declare that the House committee lacks a legitimate legislative purpose for obtaining the president's tax information. The president hasn't disclosed any tax information since announcing his candidacy. While he's refused repeated calls by lawmakers to release his federal tax returns, his New York state returns could contain much of the same information. For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
And there's a new TV ad campaign targeting teen vaping as the Food and Drug Administration released the public service announcements yesterday. They're called Magic, and they show a British street magician surprising teens by turning e-cigarette devices into traditional nicotine cigarettes. The FDA says the goal is to connect the two products so that teens understand that e-cigarettes are just as addicting. Find us online anytime at usaradio.com. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.